Karunanidhi rebuts Jayalalitha's diagnosis on the poor health of the public sector units during the DMK regime. Political parties and student groups march out against the recent hike in bus fares and milk prices. The Madras High Court comes to the rescue of sacked welfare workers, asks the Tamil Nadu government to take them back. Fishermen at Kudamkulam use the World Fisheries Day to register their protest and raise black flags. 4 murders remain unsolved in the city in the last 30 days. Will the government fast-track the Chennai police proposal for a separate unsolved homicide wing? Book lovers in the city sign up on this Facebook group as they gear up to occupy Anna Library in large numbers to prevent it shifting. And this dancer goes into history books as a first disciple of the doyen of Bharatanatyam.
Usually I don't take students that young, but her interest, and she insisted on coming.
Hello and welcome to Headlines Now with me, Anu George, Kanjana Thopal on NDTV Hindu. There is a lot happening locally and nationally, but first, the headlines. Special investigation team tells the Gujarat High Court that the 2004 encounter in which 19-year-old Ishrat Jahan was killed was fake. Mayawati passes a proposal to split UP into 4, says it's because the centre failed to act on a proposal. BJP President Nitin Gadkari says Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's position is untenable and the UPA has lost its credibility. Sensex closes below 16,000 rupees within striking distance at an all-time low of 52.19 per dollar. DMK Chief M. Karunanidhi today hit out at the arch rival and Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha for blaming his party's rule for the bad health of the state public sector units. He said that the new government has nothing to claim for itself on the project's front, including power generation. Recalling the budget speech made by Finance Minister or Paneerselvam in August after the AIADMK storm to power, Karunanidhi said the former had mentioned Tamil Nadu was in the forefront in e-governance, SMEs and manufacturing sector, besides betting on power generation projects. He said that the budget mentioned new power generation projects would yield 3,280 megawatts of power in 2011 to 2012. But this, Karunanidhi said, refers to the projects taken up during the DMK regime and not in the then 3-month-old AIADMK rule. Reinstate sacked people welfare staff, said the Madras High Court to the Tamil Nadu government. Earlier, Advocate Chandra Mohan, appearing for the Sangam, said that the government had unilaterally sacked the workers when their contractual period was extended up to May 31, 2012. On behalf of the government, it was stated that the sacked workers were only contractual employees and the government would sack them at any time without assigning any reason. The High Court has asked the government to reinstate employees and has asked them to submit a status report to the Madras High Court on Wednesday.
மக்கள் நல பணியாளர்களின் வழக்கை விசாரித்த சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றம் தமிழக அரசிற்கு நாங்கள் ஏற்கனவே வழங்கிய தடையாணையின்படி இவர்கள் அனைவரையும் பணியில் அமர்த்திவிட்டு பணியில் அமர்த்தியதற்கான அறிக்கையை வருகின்ற புதன்கிழமைக்குள் நீதிமன்றத்திலே தாக்கல் செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று உத்தரவிட்டிருக்கிறது. வழக்கினுடைய விசாரணை வியாழக்கிழமை வருகிறது. ஆகவே நாளை தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும் உள்ள 13,000 மக்கள் நல பணியாளர்கள் பணிக்கு திரும்புகிறோம். உயர்நீதிமன்ற உத்தரவை ஏற்று தமிழக அரசு எங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் பணி வழங்கும் என்ற நம்பிக்கையோடு பணிக்கு செல்கிறோம். இந்த வரலாற்று சிறப்புமிக்க தீர்ப்பை வழங்கிய சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்திற்கும் இந்த வழக்கின் ஒரு வெற்றிகரமான தீர்ப்பை பிடித்த அந்த வழக்கறிஞர் சந்திரகுமார் அவர்களுக்கும் தமிழ்நாடு மக்கள் நல பணியாளர் முன்னேற்ற சங்கம் தன்னுடைய நெஞ்சார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறது.
Chennai today turned into a hotbed as many political parties and student groups raised their voices against the recent hike in milk prices and bus fares. What you see on screen are protests organized by VCK and the student group DYFI against the recent price hike done by the state government. The minimum bus fare has been increased to 3 rupees and a maximum has been fixed as rupees 12 across Tamil Nadu. In Chennai, the maximum bus fare has gone up to rupees 14, excluding Volvo buses. The price of milk has also shot up by 6 rupees 25 paise per litre to rupees 24. The milk procurement prices have also been increased by rupees 2 per litre. The PMK too held a protest today against the price hike, and this isn't the price of fertilizers. But before we head to that, let's listen in to what the VCK chief had to say on the price hike of milk and bus fares.
தமிழக அரசு திடீரென பால் விலையை கடுமையாக உயர்த்தியுள்ளது. பேருந்து கட்டணத்தையும் எண்ணி பார்க்க முடியாத அளவுக்கு கடுமையான அளவில் உயர்த்தி இருக்கிறது. நல்ல ஆட்சியை வழங்குவார்கள் என்கிற நம்பிக்கையோடு வாக்களித்த மக்களுக்கு பெருத்த ஏமாற்றத்தை வழங்கக்கூடிய வகையில் அதிமுக அரசின் நடவடிக்கைகள் அமைந்துள்ளன. இந்த பால் விலை உயர்வுக்கும் பேருந்து கட்டண உயர்வுக்கும் கடந்த கால திமுக அரசுதான் காரணம் என்று அந்த ஆட்சியின் மீது பழி சுமத்தி அதை நியாயப்படுத்துவதற்கு முதல்வர் முயற்சிப்பது வேடிக்கையாக இருக்கிறது. மின்சாரத்துறை நடைமுறைப்படுத்துவதற்கு தமிழக அரசு பச்சை கொடி காட்டியிருக்கிறது. மின் கட்டணமும் உயர்ந்தால் இந்த அரசு ஒரு மக்கள் விரோத அரசுதான் என்பதை உறுதிப்படுத்துவதாக அமையும். எனவே தமிழக அரசு பால் விலை உயர்வையும் பேருந்து கட்டண உயர்வையும் உடனடியாக திரும்ப பெற வேண்டும். மின் கட்டண உயர்வுக்கு இடமளிக்க கூடாது. விலைவாசி உயர்வை கட்டுப்படுத்துகிற அரசுதான் ஒரு நல்லரசாக மக்கள் அரசாக இருக்க முடியும்.
Today, an advocate of the Madras High Court filed a public interest litigation challenging the state government's decision on price hike. The public interest litigation will be heard tomorrow. Recently, the Supreme Court had declined to entertain a plea seeking its intervention in deciding petroleum prices. It said it will not intervene with the economic policies of the government. Our crime correspondent Salim caught up with Advocate Radhakrishnan for more on this.
Our contention before the Madras High Court is, this is simply an announcement. Unless the announcement takes the place of law by means of publication in the newspapers, having the largest circulation in the country, this announcement would remain an announcement. It will not be a decision taken by the government of Tamil Nadu. In the absence of a decision duly communicated to the people, this decision can never be implemented by the government of Tamil Nadu.
Today, I have filed a public interest litigation regarding the sudden hike of bus fares in this Tamil Nadu, which is not only illegal but also against the rules. Whenever they increase some fares, they should publish in the newspapers first to the public. Without any notification, simply passing a GO and keeping it in the file is not proper on the part of government. This has already happened in last 1/12/2001. The same government has done like that. I filed a case. Again it was reclarified on 6th and published a GO in the papers, then implemented. So this they are taking as an advantage of their winning in the election. That should not be there, and putting the blame on center, which is totally unfortunate, which they can easily maintain by curtailing the free gifts. I have done the affidavit. And also, if they are really interested in public, they should reduce their salaries, which is more than 60,000 per MLA and everybody. That also I have mentioned. So all these things, if they do it, there is no need for an increase of bus fare or even milk or even EB also.
The Patali Makkal Kakshi also conducted a protest today, but this was against the hike in the price of fertilizers. The protest was led by Dr. Anbumani Ramadas. Anbumani said farmers were already facing problems like higher rate of interest on farm loans, water shortage and not gaining enough profits out of the produce due to the pricing. He urged Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha and Union Chemical and Fertilizer Minister Alagiri to take necessary steps to bring down the price of fertilizers.
பாட்டாளி மக்கள் கட்சி சார்பாக சென்னையில மத்திய அரசையும் மாநில அரசையும் கண்டித்து உரவிலையை உயர்வுக்கு காரணமாக இருக்கின்ற இந்த இரண்டு அரசையும் கண்டித்து நாங்கள் அடையாள ஆர்ப்பாட்டம் செய்திருக்கின்றோம். இந்த ஆர்ப்பாட்டம் இனி வரும் காலங்களிலே அனைத்து மாவட்டங்களிலும் அனைத்து மாவட்ட தலைநகரிலும் செய்ய நாங்கள் நிச்சயமாக செய்வோம் என்று நேரத்தில் நாங்கள் சொல்லியிருக்கின்றோம்.
Fishermen protest against Kudamkulam plant mid-sea. More than 1,000 boats carry black flags in the sea behind the plant. Today is World Fisheries Day. Fishermen demand closure of the plant. On Friday, the expert group said that the plant may not harm fishing near Kudamkulam.
As we are agitating on the sea in this huge number, people from Chettivilai village are fasting at Idindakarai on the relay hunger strike. And as the country knows, there has been a small tremor of 5.2 Richter scale south of Kanyakumari. But the Kudamkulam authorities or the Department of Atomic Energy or the central government have chosen to ignore this completely.
And now it's over to Salim for all the crime updates in the city.
5 unsolved murder cases in the city in the last 6 months. Yesterday, a history sheeter was hacked to death in Chennai's Arumbakam. 2 days ago, a businessman was murdered allegedly by his own employees in Chennai's Nanganellur. 3 days ago in Nessapakam, a housewife was murdered. Last month, a 65-year-old woman was murdered in Chennai's Kodambakam. In the month of May, 2 elderly women were murdered for gain in Chennai's West Mambalam. Out of the 5 cases, city police say that 4 cases were murder for gain. The city police also say that soon a special cell will be constituted at the Central Crime Branch of the Chennai City Police to investigate homicide. A young woman immolated herself in Egmore. 27-year-old Amulu sustained 53% burn injuries. She was a rag picker and was living in debt and have taken this extreme step. She is undergoing treatment at the Kirpok Medical College Hospital. The police say they are investigating this case. 19-year-old Divya, an engineering student, committed suicide at a residence. She took this extreme step when her parents left home. The police have moved her body to the government hospital for a post-mortem examination and are investigating the case. A real estate businessman was found murdered in Kundratur this morning. Sources say his head was crushed with a grinding stone and his body was thrown into the lake. The police fished out his body this morning. They have moved the body to the government hospital for a post-mortem examination. Sources from the police department say the motive is unclear. However, they have formed several special teams to investigate the case and bring the accused to book.
To rescue their library and its books, protesters turned to Facebook. More on that after the break.